So last time we implemented node template class. So now we will make um, linked list template. So um, let me copy the list class last time we developed. um, Linked list. Let me open it. So let me copy all this, all Control C, and so this is the uh, code last time we 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 wrote for a linked list. So this is something uh, the linked list class last time we uh, implemented. So two data members of node pointer of type node pointer, and then we have constructor and destructor, and is empty, get pointer to, so, and get position and get size, get frequency, many, insert at front, insert at back. So you can see these functions we have implemented, and this node class was used to build this linked list. So already we have seen the implementation of node template. So now this is the linked list template class. So we will change the node as a template node, and the get position to. So here also we will provide a node, and then we will provide, sorry, this is something get position pointer to, this is something yeah, it is something a data, and we will get pointer to that data, and get position will return uh, the node number in the list. So we will change its type as generic type T, and get size, it will just provide the number of elements in the list, so we do not need to change it. So then get frequency of, this is something item, and we will get um, frequency, so it is something integer, right? And then we have three insert function. At front we need item, so its type is T, and then at back we need item, its type is generic T, and then insert at some position, so position has integer type but item of generic type, and they are not returning anything. And then we have four remove um, functions. So all these functions are returning a generic type of node. So template node, and the remove add function taking the node number at which position uh, we want to delete a node at number 5 or 7, so its type is integer. And then if we are just given a node having some data, we will search that node and remove it, and also the find function generic type. So we will implement this one. So I have copied the code last time we have seen. So you can see here include, we have now node template, so we need to change it, node template. And second thing we need to do, that is something here, we want linked list class as a template class. So we need to add here template, this keyword template, and then we have angle bracket, and here class and type T. So it is a template class now. And then so we need head pointer is of type generic type, and then last pointer is also of generic type T. So this linked list function name, and tilde linked list destructor name, function name. Set pointer, we need to give its type is generic. Set last pointer, so also need to give some generic type. So get head pointer, okay, we need generic type. Get last pointer, we need to give generic pointer. Node is empty. Get size, so it is boolean function, it will return always integer. Void clear, it is not taking anything and not providing any returning anything. So get pointer, so we need of pointer some pointer type, and entry type is generic T, and again node, in get node at, and int is a position, okay. Get position, it will give integer, but here data type of data is generic, so we will change it. And similarly insert at front, so data type and insert at position, and then entry type. So remove functions, so generic type, so generic type, and the entry. Find function, it is a boolean function, so it will take entry of type T. Get frequency of, again here type T. So we have, and also here linked list, its type is generic. So so the headers of all data members and function members we have modified. So let's now change their bodies. So all functions must be template function. So we need to add in the beginning of the function template here, and then this is the constructor, so The first thing is, this one is the class name and this is the function name, so we must have generic class name. Similarly, here we will add, because now this destructor is also generic, and also we will put here t. So then again, the next function, this is something void linked list, this is the class name, and input is a node pointer, it is also should be generic. So this is, so then the next one, we need to, sorry, we need to put this keywords template, angle bracket, class and t before the this set last pointer is a function. If we make these things, this function will become generic function. So we need to put here t, and also, so t for generic type, you can put here q or your type, and generic any, this is something like a variable name, so you can put. So here also we need some sort of t, and here also we need some sort of t, and it is returning, and we need to put here this one. Okay, so we are making now generic functions. So generic function, its type should be t, and here also we need to put t. Okay, then next we will have some generic function. So we made this again is empty, very simple function. So linked list clear function, so let's see now, this is a little bit bigger function than others, so please be carefully, see carefully it. And here we are going to make a pointer here, it should be of type generic, and then next things are okay. So we need to make again this one as a generic, because now all nodes are generic in this one. Then the next is linked list get size, so it is also generic get size, so it type is here, so const, again this one we need to make it generic. So then this one, it is something like this, and then we will make this one, and let me see here, no input, and please see here. Okay, entry. So if you see it's a header, we need to make the same here also. So this integer is, it must be integer because this is get size, so number of elements. So here we will have here t, rest of all same. So this is some get position function, linked list class is a generic, get position it is T. Okay, we need to add this one. You have seen that if we do not add this one, we will get error. So this statement tells that this function is a generic and this is the type. So in this function get position, we have node here. So node should be a generic node. Okay, then this is something get node add function. So here we are making T. So get node at this position, then it is returning node, and this node should also be generic, and this node should also be generic. So then this is something and this is something T, and here we need to put, and here we need to put, and let me see, this is okay, this is okay now. So next function, so we will put here T, here we will put T, and this one is T. Okay, so new pointer. Okay, void. Okay, T. Okay, okay. So here, so insert at back, we are going to make it a generic function. So we need to make it T, and we are here, we will say it is something like this one. Okay, then we have the next function, remove function. So it will be T, and linked list, remove at nothing, but here we have to make it as a generic. So then we have another function, remove at back, we will put this one, and we have here T, and we have T here, and our function is T, and this node, and node is created here, node pointer, so it must also be have some T. So returning okay here. So we will make this one as a generic function, so it must be, it is a generic. So remove at is a function name at belong to a generic class. The meaning is like this one. Pointer, and again we have another pointer. Okay, rest of things are same. Plate node, node T, and here is something, entry is provided, and here one is also T, 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 and this pointer, and okay, rest of things are fine. T, T, and this one is something dot pointer, not found, current, rest of things are fine. So T, so this is something get frequency of, type T, node is created, and finished. So let me see one more time if there is any error. So we included node template, and we made this linked list class as a template class, and we made these two pointers add as template node class members type of these two, and then we have this function. So here it's okay, it's okay, 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 node T, okay, node. So please see here, if we have built-in types, then it's okay if we do not use const, but for generic types, or if we have some user defined type, then it is better to provide references, because if we provide copy of some big object, then it is something some overhead to the overhead to process two copies. So get node at, okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, all, it's okay, find, find, and linked list, okay, 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 then T, T, okay, T, clear, okay, T, 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 P, okay, 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 okay. So this is something clear function, so we can have here. Okay, it's okay. So get pointer to okay. Okay, it seems okay. If we just test it, if there is some problem, then we can sort out. So let's test. So this is something main function. So let's make a function node template test. So we can make these kind of changes here. So void, we can make this function, and then we can call this function inside main function. So we can have here like this one, and we can copy all these things, Control X. We can so So let's make one more function, that is something void linked list template test. So we can make some function, we make a function and we can call this function in our main function. So here we can call, we can include uh, linked list template dot h. So this one is so inside this class we already have included node template, so we can use node. So here we can make linked list one, and you can see it need some parameter. So this linked list one is a type of integer, and we can have here list2 of type double, and we can have another list of type string and list3, and we may have another type. Its type is student and list4. For we and we can have here we can print all these lists. Cout list1, cout list2, cout list3, cout list4. Okay, then just for a while I can comment this one. So let me run. There seems some errors. Oh, so many errors. So let's see where. Okay, this is something, one error that we must have. Here type. So let's run again. Okay, that's good. We um, we have so far we have empty lists. So just in the beginning, list1 is empty, list2 is empty, list3 is empty. So so it's working. So we now can put some elements and then we can test. So let's put some elements in the list. So let's have some integer items and we can have some, we can make an array of integer items, and we can have, okay, 10, 20, 23, 25, 40. So we can have one um, array of integer type, and then we can have 1 2 3 4 5 members. So I equal to integer, I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. So we can have here list1, sorry, we can call okay, list1 insert function, insert at front, or so we can add here element using insert at front method. So similarly we can have sorry, here it is something elements, so I items, I, like this one, items, sorry. So we can this way we can insert elements. So similarly I will copy it and I will add elements of a double of type double, and I will make here 10.45, 20.65, 23.63, 25.2, 40.7. So I have here day and list 2. So again there are 5 elements in the d items array, and I'm taking one by one all these items and putting into the list number 2, and then again okay, here maybe we can have string and s items, and we need to put here string 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 1, and we can have these kind of elements. See, okay, so 1 2 3 4 5, you can put any number and any type of string or something like that. 2 3 4 5. So then here s, okay, s items, why this one, why, okay, this is something the problem. It is something because we are trying to insert the string to the list1. List1 is of type integer. This is the problem, so we need to change list3. That's fine. So then the number 4, we have a string, and then we have a student. So here we can have some students. Okay, let me copy this is student. So we can have some students here, control C, and we can create some student here. Okay, it is something S1, and we may have S2, S3, S4, S5, S2, 3, 4, 5, and you may have something, their number are also maybe different, and you can have different names also there, and then you can put here S1, S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, and then you can have here, okay, this one is S item, so we can have here ST item, student item. Okay, ST items. Again the same problem. We have number 4. So we have added the different items in the list, and then we can just print them again. All these 4 we can print them. So let's try. Yes. Oh, there are some problems. So this is something. Okay, this is something the problem. We have some problem actually with other methods also. Okay, here we also need to put T. So it is these kind of logical errors, so we have not any information or any hint before. So all whenever we have called the default constructor, so this is something the name of the class, right? Yes, name of the class, so we must have here. So here one more time we can see, otherwise whenever the relevant function is called we will have this problem. So clear node pointer is okay, this is something, okay, no problem, constructor is not called here, constructor is not called, okay, no, not called, here is called, right? So here is called, here constructor is called, so okay, let's run again, and then we will see if there are some errors. There is some problem. Okay, there is some problem, so let's resolve this one. Okay, let's examine one by one. Okay, let's we can copy this one here, and rest of things we may, let's see which list is not working. So let's see for the integer. So total element in list are 5, so that means it is working. So let's see then, put here list 2, and we can remove and put here, and let's run. Okay, this is also working. So let's copy this one here, and we can, let's run again. Okay, here is a problem. Okay, let's examine it. uh, uh, let's see for student list 4. So to something list 4, let's see. Okay, this is something working fine. So this is something list 4. So first and then the second one, third one, and the all um, yes, yeah, yeah, because we are using this add at front method, so it is something that this is the last one, that is something that the last, this one is the last one. So it has some problem with the string. Let's examine it. With other types it's working fine, and it should work fine with the string type. Our node is working fine with string type. Let's say node class is, if it has some problem. Node class is working fine with all type 4 different types. So let's examine what is the problem with the string.